Hello and welcome to Tengi Talks TV and Movies. I'm Tengi and today I wanted to talk about comfort shows. One of the most interesting things I think to emerge during the pandemic is all the memes and articles I've seen about the idea of comfort shows. Those shows you return to over and over and over again because you get such a comfortable, reassuring feeling of warmth from watching them. This is something I really relate to, and I never had a name for it until I saw those memes. So today I wanted to share with you my top 5 comfort shows. I've got my favorite warm drink in my favorite gigantic cup. I've got my snack. Let's get into it. So my top 5 comfort shows in order from 5 to 1 starts with number 5, Schitt's Creek. Now Schitt's Creek is one of those shows that I sort of had the wrong idea about when it first started. I thought it would be kind of mean-spiritedly making fun of the family who've lost their fortune and have to start all over again. But it's so not like that, as anyone who's watched it will know. It's a show that's filled with warmth and a real family feeling, no doubt because of the involvement of the Levy family in the production of the show. There's something so sweet and good-natured about this show, and I love the way it celebrates each of the characters' small victories as they learn to do things for themselves and become like regular people after they've lost everything and have to start again. But what I loved most about this, watching it again just recently, is the David and Patrick romance storyline. It is so sweet, so heartwarming, really beautiful, and actually moved me to tears more than once. I love that it has such a beautiful family feeling to it, with both father and son Eugene and Dan Levy so involved in and starring in the show. And of course also Sarah Levy, who plays Twyla. So far, I think I've watched Schitt's Creek all the way through about 4 times. My number 4 comfort show is The Goodies. Now, this show was such a huge and beloved part of my childhood. In Australia, The Goodies was screened just continuously over and over again for years. It is a hilarious, inventive comedy. But above and beyond how funny it is, how creative it is, and all the wonderful slapstick in the show, what I love about it is the feeling of affection between the 3 lead performers. There's a real warmth between Tim, Bill and Graham, and it really does shine through in the show. While it can be naughty and outrageous, The Goodies is also really wholesome in a good way. And I know wholesome is perhaps not a thing that's cool or hip, but it's really sweet and it leaves you with such a lovely feeling watching this show. Highly recommend The Goodies. How many times have I watched The Goodies? Countless times. I literally cannot count how many times I've seen this show. My number 3 comfort show is Superstore, the American comedy series. It features such a superb ensemble cast and such memorable characters. This sounds a little bit sad to say, but when I stopped watching it, I actually kind of missed them. I really did, and I had to watch it again. I love that Superstore can be outrageous, it's even scary at some moments and sad at other times, but it's so funny and it's so sweet. The whole story with Amy and Jonah running through the series is really heartwarming and lovely. And the other thing I love about it is how relatable the characters are. How many times have I watched Superstore? I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times all the way through, and yes, I'm itching to watch it again. My number 2 comfort show is I Dream of Jeannie, the stone cold classic sitcom. This show always makes me feel good anytime I watch it. Anytime I see it's on TV, I have to watch it, even though I've got all the DVDs. It is so cute, so funny, it's got a lovely magical quality, and the 60s styles are the icing on the cake for me. The superb cast of comedy pros make this show a masterclass in situation comedy. And in case I've never mentioned it before, I love Dr. Bellows so much. I really, really love him. I would argue there has never been a better straight man in any show than Dr. Bellows. He just grounds the whole magical show in this amazing sense of reality with his performance. I love him. Yes, I have a crush on Dr. Bellows. And I've had this great idea. I would love to see a reboot, a spin-off, that's I Dream of Jeannie, told from the perspective, the point of view of Dr. Bellows. And I think in my version, he would have this theory that he was actually being the subject of a CIA psychedelic drug experiment, because that would be the only way he could explain all the crazy stuff that happens to him. There is just something so charming and so delightful about I Dream of Jeannie. It has such a feeling of warmth and fun about it. And everyone in the show is just gorgeous. It always makes me smile and laugh. I just love it so much. How many times have I watched I Dream of Jeannie? Countless times. I cannot count how many times I've seen it, and I still love it and still want to watch it again. Okay, so my number one comfort show is Will and Grace. I have been in the process of watching this show constantly for the past 4 or 5 years. I am literally always watching it. What I love so much about it is it features 4 really top-drawer comedy performers, great characters, great writing. It's filthy, it's funny, it's sometimes sad. It's moving, but ultimately it's joyous. And I think what I like most about this series is that there's a real feeling of love and warmth between the characters. Because underneath it all, this is a show about the family you choose. Watching Will and Grace always makes me feel better, and it has got me through some difficult times. So how many times have I actually watched Will and Grace? Well, I can't count them because I actually have it on an infinite loop. I'm always watching it. Always. So what is it that makes a good comfort show? Well, for me, it's got to be funny, it's got to be warm, and I think an added benefit that I look for is it's got to have lots of episodes so I can just keep watching it and just let the lovely, reassuring, warm feeling just wash over me. So those are my top 5 comfort shows. I would love to hear what your comfort show is, or if you have more than one, do let me know in the comments, and also tell me, why do you love it so much? If you've enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today, talking about some of my all-time favorite series. Enjoy your comfort shows, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.